People are expecting us to say like, oh, you do this and you do that.
You have a mentality that's also carried down from generation to generation to generation.
It's a different version of you. And that version of you is doing something that you're not doing.
Be in that vibration of luxury every day.
It's about alignment.
Doing candle work and you never see the results.
He came back, but we got into an argument. And
Man, this shit don't work.
doubt starts setting in.
Everybody has prayed for something that did not happen. If you don't doubt your prayers, don't doubt yourself.
You need to actually take actions to become that person.
And you have the same mentality. That is a generational curse.
Like, literally. Not literally.
And you got something better.
You're not pretending to be that version that you want to be. You are literally becoming that.
I ain't scared of nothing right now. But somebody has something on their fucking back.
And that energy is now on you. Now you're sad. Now you go home with that energy.
Thank you for joining us for another week on the Conjure Confessions. I am Lala Inuti Ahari.
I'm Chaela Bre Ahari.
I'm Eria Maria Ahari.
And we will be bringing you the unapologetic spiritual truth. And today we are going to talk about manifestation because I'm getting a lot of DMs. I'm getting a lot of feedback to everybody that's joined us on this journey. Thank you so much. But people want to hear more about the manifestation stuff. They're like, okay, we get it. Christians don't understand y'all. Get into the sauce. Like, you made millions. You made millionaires. You made your daughters, wealthy. You made all this money. Like, I want to know, like, where's the bag, right? Mm-hmm. So what do you think? We'll start with what you're not doing. So what do you think is some things that people are doing wrong when it comes to manifestation?
I feel like people can be too eager. And I don't mean that in a sense of like, oh, I do. I mean it in a sense of like when you want something a little too much or like you really, really need something like, oh my God, I really need this to work out because I have to do this, have to do that. Mm-hmm. Energy does not work on, what's the word I'm looking for?
The desperation?
Yes. Like, mm-hmm. Being desperate. I understand the feeling of really needing something and really needing something to work out. But if you are manifesting in the energy of desperation, that's all you're going to get.
Is more situations
to make you be desperate.
Desperate. Right. Exactly.
Yeah. Like you just can't, and also, it can also come off as, some people are, it can come off as greed too. When people write out. Yeah, when people write book long petitions or like book long petitions to other spirits or to us or whatever it may be, like you just want to make sure that your petition or what you're asking for is very humble and that you're not coming from a greedy intent or a desperate intent.
And for some of you guys who don't know what a petition is, that is a letter basically that you are writing for your manifestation. So if you want a specific job, you're going to put the name of the job. You're going to say that you're going that you work at this job. You're going to put basically all your manifestation of what you want to happen in a letter of the things that your desired outcome. And that's what a petition is. So just to explain that. What do you think, Kayla?
I think we attract what we're vibrationally aligned with. And so going off of what Eria was saying, like you don't want to have that desperation energy, like stalking the results. And even when she said about having long petitions, basically wanting things to be perfect and trying too hard to attach yourself to a certain result. You attract the things that you're vibrationally aligned with. So when you try so hard to force a result or, pushing out this energy that I need this, it needs to happen in this way, in this manner, or even through these certain steps to get to that certain result. What you're pushing out there is this idea that one, I don't have it. Two, I'm not aligned with it because if I was aligned with it, I would have it. The idea is to put out the energy that you do have it, that you are aligned with it. The kind of version of you that has this amount of money, how would they act? How would they think? How would they see themselves and see their lives and communicate? Like you're embodying that version of you that has it. And that's what it's all about. It's about alignment. And you don't want to keep pushing out this idea like, I need to have this. I need to get this certain result when all that's really saying is that I don't have it and that's not who I am.
I think that could also be that desperation is I need, can also be, and you have to be very careful of that. It can also be the energy you have around you. The people, are the people around you desperate? Are the people around you, you know, in a I need state? Like, so sometimes when circumstances don't work out for you, you need to look around you.
Yeah. And I agree with that. I think that both of you are right and on point, because yes, you do have to focus on the people around you, because they will project their own fears. You may have big dreams, and they'd be like, really, the president of the United States? Really? You want to be a football player in the NFL?
And doubting your goals.
Really? You know, like, you have to watch that energy around you, because that will plant seeds of doubt. And the first thing you want to do is always believe in yourself and believe that you deserve it, because you are never going to get more than you feel like you deserve. Right? And when it comes to what you just said, as far as alignment, yes, because it's something I always say, you have to be aligned with or on the same level of vibration of what you are trying to attract. Right? So again, what does that mean? Walk the walk. Right? Somebody buy you something nice, and it's a nice watch. And you're like, oh, I'm going to put this up. I'm never going to wear it. I'm not going to, it's too nice. No, wear it. Be in that vibration of luxury every day, because you deserve it. Be in the vibration and like you said, walk the walk every day. If you're in the vibration of I want, then you're just going to attract more situations to want. The same thing with the need, right? And when you are asking for something, or even this is even in your prayer, leave out the asking, the begging, the I need, I want. Leave out all those words that indicate that you do not already have it, because those are going to be words that's going to tell higher energy, or, energy that's going to, that you're trying to bring to you, is going to say that, that you need other things, that you're not on that level of vibration, right? Like attracts like. Remember the sigil that I made? It said, I am money.
Yeah.
Right? And I write this sigil on, a sigil, you guys, is a symbol that you can make from words. You can have an affirmation, and you can take those words and you can create a symbol with it. And it's called a sigil. And I write this on candles that I burn. I meditate with it, because like attracts like. And again, you have to walk the walk. You have to believe it. It cannot be another reality to where you're like, one day I'm going to get there. It's always going to be one day. You're going to get there. You know what I'm saying? It's always going to, because you don't believe you're there. And at the end of the day, a lot of people have so much doubt that they don't even believe that they deserve it or they're capable of it.
I remember that was a part of your, when you first started your spiritual journey, and we walked in your room and we seen you had written it everywhere.
Yeah, the sigils.
Mirrors, like everywhere.
We were looking at each other like,
Another way to manifest is feeding your subconscious.
Yeah, and then you taught it to us, and it's important to believe in your in yourself.
Yeah.
Too.
I was saying that you have
you walk the walk.
You walk the walk, and the sigil, and to believe in it and feeding your subconscious mind.
I'm sure that people are expecting us to say like, oh, you do this and you do that, but really it's internal work. That's usually why people are able to manifest the things that they want, is because of your internal world. Like, what's going on with that? Do you even believe that you can manifest this?
Well, I think that confidence comes from achievement, right? The more and more that you achieve something, or the more and more that you get the accolades and you have achievements, the more confidence you have, because you've achieved things and you get more confidence and you achieve, so it builds your confidence. And then you're like, well, I could do this too then, right? If, say, for example, if nothing ever goes right for someone, and say somebody, one of the viewers, if you're one of those people where nothing ever goes right for you and you don't see the results in your manifestations, maybe even you're doing candle work and you never see the results, that can deter somebody.
Yeah, it's discouraging.
Yeah, it's very discouraging. And it's like, well, I give up, right? Mm-hmm. I remember doing the law of attraction when around the time it first came out, and I was so intrigued by it. Like, ooh, you can attract things just by thinking a certain way. And I think because I started seeing the results from it, that led me to other things too, right? But don't get discouraged, because a lot of times too, what you are trying to manifest may not be for you. And I'll talk about that too. If you guys are familiar with the Conjure cookbook, in it, I talk about like this butterfly effect, that things have to happen so things can happen, right? Mm-hmm. And that also can be a reason why you're not seeing results from your manifestations or even your spell work. If somebody's out there doing spell work, a lot of times, for example, if you want the guy that you want and you want to keep and stay in the relationship that you're in, maybe that's creating the blockage for the job that you want. Or maybe you can't take the job that you can't get the job that you want because it will take you away from your family too long, or something may happen. Putting you on that path may be a completely different path for you, and maybe that's not something that your higher self needs to go. Or maybe that's not somewhere your ancestors or your spiritual guides, or if God in some of your, instance, may want you to go. Maybe that's not a path, because it could end up bad for you. So a lot of times we don't know what we don't know. And it is spirit behind the wheel sometimes, or God behind the wheel sometimes, that is guiding us. So maybe certain things just aren't for you either. And I always tell people that you have to have you have to take responsibility for the work. And what that means is no lazy conjure is don't stalk the results. Don't sit around and be like, man, this shit don't work. Don't have that kind of attitude. Be accountable, be knowledgeable, and understand and do the work when it comes to spirit. Because spirit, one thing that I do know is anytime something did not manifest for me that I wanted, I always got a reason why. Right? Mm-hmm. Like I always seen why, like, dang, if I would have did it back then, this, and this would have happened, and so you have to pay attention to the signs. You have to understand that you can't always, it's not popcorn where you put something in the microwave, boom, it's done. Abracadabra, it's here. That's not the kind of work we do. That's not what we're talking about. Now, I do specialize in rapid manifestation. That is a specialty of mine. And I believe that's why I've been so successful. But again, if you are working on something, take all the responsibility, like just as if you would take the credit for it. If it doesn't work, don't put it. That doesn't mean put it down. That means there's another way to work it. If you want your relationship to work, but you just want it to work and you got to do the healing, maybe that you have to do the healing first. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. There's a lot of things that go into manifestation when it comes to spiritual work.
So do you feel like that's why a lot of people, like when they perform the work and it doesn't work out and they're like, man, this doesn't work, or the doubt starts setting in. Do you feel like that maybe just because they don't understand why, or they weren't like, cause you know how you said you're told why, or you understand why it doesn't work later down the line, but mm-hmm. not everybody is, gifted in that way or can receive those downloads. So do you feel like that may be why the doubt and the resentment sets in, or do you feel like it may be deeper than that? Or
do I feel like the doubt sets in when the
work doesn't show up?
Of course it could be discouraging, for sure.
Well, I'm not saying that, like, do you feel like it can be discouraging? I'm saying, like, do you feel like because they don't have, like, the gift of, like, understanding and getting the downloads of why it didn't show up?
Okay, like divination, work. As far as channeling, as far as learning. But see, here's the thing. So now all of a sudden you don't believe in it because it doesn't work for you. Let me ask you this. Do you do the same thing when you pray? I would like to ask the audience that, like, do you be like, oh man, this shit ain't gonna work, and this ain't it, because you prayed and it didn't come true? Everybody has prayed for something that did not happen multiple times, right?
Do you doubt God because of it?
Are you talking shit about prayer and your faith because what you asked for didn't come to pass? Or are you like, well, it's God's will, right?
That's crazy. Yeah.
So if it can be God's will, why can't it be your will? Why can't it be part of your higher self believing in that and saying, or controlling that and driving that, saying, hey, no, you don't need to go this path because this one is bigger.
Mm-hmm. Or they'd be like, oh, it's just God's timing. That's all.
Yeah, exactly. Or God got something better, right?
Yeah.
So then you got something better. That God energy is flowing through you. Believe in that. Believe in your higher self. You are still in control. Mm-hmm. You are still in control. If you don't doubt your prayers, don't doubt yourself.
You give your power away when you do that.
You give your power away, and what you do is you also attract more of that energy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Of things not working for you. I can't stand when there's like a contest or something and people are like, oh, I don't never win. Guess what's going to happen?
You're not going to win.
Sometimes
you're never going to win.
Or sometimes when it does happen and the manifestation does come to you, this can be any kind of work, love, money, whatever it is. You can, you have to be careful of your actions because you can sabotage. Sabotage the work. Like, I've done love work and a girl was like, yeah, he came back, but we got into an argument, and I'm like, well, who started it? She was like, well, okay.
Because you got arrogant.
Yeah. Like,
because you're like, oh, I got a spell on him, so he can't do anything, and I'm just going to be my same toxic self.
Like,
and what that does is it interrupts the energy. Energy flows better uninterrupted. Yeah. And it flows faster uninterrupted. So if you're constantly checking and worried and putting all that doubt, because another thing is too, desperate energy is also doubt. Mm-hmm. Where you're like, and I want this, and I want this, and I want this, and I want this, and I want this to be like this, and I want this, and I want this, and I want this to be like this.
You're not trusting the process.
There's no trust. Mm-hmm. Right? You're giving doubt already all into that energy, all into that work. But if you're working with spirits, it's different. Because you're working with the entity that's going to carry and intervene for you. So that's a whole nother conversation, a whole nother episode. But so now we know what people are doing wrong. Mm-hmm. What are correct ways to some do's and don'ts?
Okay, so we already know you don't want to stalk the results. You don't want to be too focused on what the outcome may be, because it could be, something you wouldn't have expected, but it would still be, what you asked for. So that's why you don't want to focus too much on the outcome. But yeah, we already kind of discussed what not to do.
Right.
But what you can do instead is look out for synchronicities. Pay attention to your intuition, because it could be telling you things that you can take aligned action on. Mm-hmm. If you are wanting to become this kind of person that has this much money, or that does this, or is like that, then you need to actually take actions to become that person. So while you are trying to manifest that identity of yours, pay attention to any, I would say any aligned action or anything that's calling for you to do something that you wouldn't usually do.
And that you wouldn't normally get that.
Exactly.
sign.
And it's going to take some courage. Mm-hmm. It's going to take for you to step outside of your comfort zone too. Because let's say, where you're at, maybe you're making a few $100s or maybe a few thousand a month, and you want to make way more than that. That's a different version of you. And that version of you is doing something that you're not doing. So pay attention to those signs too, and any calls for you to do something different,
outside of your comfort zone.
Exactly.
Because what you want is usually outside of your comfort zone.
Yeah. And that's also how you end up aligning with the version of you that gets whatever it is that you were trying to manifest anyway.
I highly agree. I think that pay attention to the signs. There will always be signs. If you are doing the work and you are manifesting and you feel like you're feeling great and you're on the level of vibration that you're trying to attract these things and you're living right, pay attention to the signs and take the risk. Mm-hmm. Do you know how many times I've seen an opportunity open up for somebody who was trying to manifest it, and they were like, oh, that's too far. I ain't driving that far. Or, no, I don't think that's like that. You know, I'm not going to take that because I feel like, you know, for whatever reason. Right. Mm-hmm. And it's like, you're in your own way.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Get out your own way. If that job or if that position or if whatever it is that you're trying to manifest is for you, it will open up and it will show it. But you got to walk through the door.
And do the work.
And do the work. Exactly.
I think that's also one of the correct ways to do it is your heart has to be in the right place. That goes into doing the work. Don't just be like, oh, I need this because of, you know, whatever you may need it for. And then when you get it, it's just sitting. Mm-hmm. Like it's supposed to do, like it's just supposed to dance for you or something. Like you have to get up and get productive, get to work.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. And when you say dance for you, you mean like what?
Like literally, I mean like
not literally dance?
Not literally, but like you expect it to like literally go to work for you. Like that's like me being like, I need this and this and this for my business. And then I get it. And then I'm expecting what came to me to just grow. Yeah. Like a plant or something without me watering it. Mm-hmm. You need to get up and do the work, and whatever you needed or whatever you're trying to manifest, water it.
While I have you, I want to tell you about a book that has been going crazy at The Conjure. You can download it right now at theconjure.com. It is the Conjure Cookbook. It is an amazing, amazing book. It tells you about manifestation. It talks to you about all the elemental magics that you can do. It tells you about root work. I have some spells in there. I also have energy work, spiritual science, spiritual alchemy. There's a whole thing on chants. I mean, it's loaded with a lot of things that you can learn about manifestation. Seriously. You can download this at theconjure.com. Also at theconjure.com, I have Manifest Immediately. Again, I was trying to tell y'all, I am the queen of rapid manifestation. I have made millions. I have helped my daughters make money. Like, it's lit over here. Get the book, Manifest Immediately, or the Conjure Cookbook at theconjure.com.
And then going back into the whole idea of you becoming that version of yourself that manifested that thing, that person that you are trying to become, they are who they are because of what they've done consistently. You are who you are because of what you've done consistently. So if you do something different to align yourself with that version of you that has manifested this much money or manifested this, that, and the third, you have to be consistent with that so you can maintain that alignment with that person because that's who they are. You're not pretending to be that version that you want to be. You are literally becoming them. So you have to be consistent because that's how you literally become that version completely.
Yeah, I agree. You have to be consistent and you have to do the work. You can't be lazy. You can't say, well, I lit your candle and it didn't work, but you asked for $100,000.
Yeah, no.
Where's it going to come from? Are you working for it? Or do you just want it to, like, very rarely, and I have had some people win the lottery off of my work, but very rarely will I have seen where they just give you, dump it in your lap, you know, without opening up a door for you to obtain it.
Because even that takes action, too. They took the action to get the lottery ticket. Otherwise, how would they have gotten that much money, too?
They got up and went to the store or whatever it was that they did. But still, you know, like, that's rare, right? You know,
that was what was for them.
Yeah, if we're talking about business and it's like, okay, my business isn't bringing in anything. What can I do? And I've done the work and it's not, you don't have no marketing team.
But you said something.
You don't have no business bank account. You're not computer literate. Like, you haven't done the work to learn the competition in your genre or your business, you know, and it's like there's so many things that go with what you're trying to manifest. Are you doing the work?
But you said something, and it stuck with me. You said something, you cannot eat off of your business right away. You cannot eat off of it was something, basically you cannot eat off of, what do you remember?
It was I forget the term, but it was like basically you can't eat off the fruit you just planted, like something like that. And it's where basically you have to put the money back in.
You will not get the blessing, and that's another thing too. You cannot, if you're manifesting money or whatever it is and you get it and then you're just completely reckless with it or completely just lack the discipline, it's also a disrespect to whatever spirit that, blessed you with that too. They bless it to you for you to do right with it and water it and grow it and be better. But if you do the wrong thing with it and you just are out splurging and being irresponsible, then what happens when you manifest it again? It won't come to you. You're not ready.
It's not even so much that it won't come to you. You're going to, even if it does, you're going to do the same thing because you have, this piss poor integrity and spiritual grounding. You're not grounded.
But I feel like that shows spirit that you're not ready in a sense.
So the correct way is, there's not just one answer for the correct way, right? But it is work. At the end of the day, it is a journey. You're like, I want to manifest, I want to manifest, I want to manifest everything that I want. I get it. But take the journey, because the spiritual growth is so much more rewarding, to the point that you literally can manifest without even trying. When you get to the spiritual growth, when you really work on yourself and your shadow self, and you're really trying to grow as a person, and your heart is pure and open, that is when you will do your best manifesting. Mm-hmm. When you are ready and open, and so my advice is to take the journey. Don't be so focused on, the quick manifesting. Mm-hmm. Even though sometimes that is fun, because, again, I do specialize in it. And so, yeah, I understand that. But when it comes to actually the long-term part of it, you really want to focus more on the journey, because at the end of the day, you want to get better. Say you do get that $250,000 from that contract. Then what? Mm-hmm. Are you going to still want to continue to manifest? Do you want to continue to work on yourself? Because you still have to be a better person. You still have to manifest. You still have to heal. You still have to do all the things as you continue to grow in life. So, you want to make sure that you're taking the journey.
And I feel like sometimes your intentions can create blockages if they're bad intentions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot can create blockages.
Yeah.
The wrong relationship, the wrong friends, people around you that envy you, that are jealous of you, all that can create blockages.
Yes.
And you don't even know it. You just chilling, and, you're around energy that is stagnant, or energy that is envious of you, because, you have big dreams, right? Mm-hmm. And you want to be big, and you got people like, all right, whatever. Or, they roll their eyes every time you have something big to say. You know what I mean? You got to be careful about the energy around, because yes, that can create blockages. What are blockages?
A blockage can be caused by yourself, your own energy that you're carrying. If you're being constantly negative, constantly doubting yourself, sometimes even your intentions, when manifesting. It can be the people you have around you, friends, relationships, sometimes even family, depending on their intentions.
Okay, but what are they? What do they do? Why are they harmful? Why are they harmful?
They can stop your money. They can stop positive things. Even if it's not money coming into your life, it can stop positivity. It can stop growth. It can even stunt your mental growth, mental health, physical health. Mm-hmm. It's literally in every aspect that you can think of, every aspect of your life it can affect, depending on where you are in life.
Mm-hmm. And how do you know that they're there?
Well, for me personally, I feel like I know when they're there when I feel like nothing is working out for me, and then because nothing is working out, I get negative nothing ever works out for me. This isn't happening. And guess what that breeds?
More
blockages, more of that, more reasons for me to be upset why that's not working. So instead of, oh my God, this isn't happening for me, I should be thinking in a way of, what do I need to change to make this happen? Instead of blaming, why me, there's clearly something I need to fix or remove.
That's why it's so amazing about what we do, because it's so empowering. Like you could literally be experiencing a blockage, and instead of, taking that and being, self-deprecating or what's the word, pessimistic about it, and why me, and then go straight into a victim mentality and just start spiraling further down, you could just take that and then do something about it. Like really, okay, what can I do about this now?
What can I do about it?
It's really empowering.
That will change so much.
Yeah, you don't have to keep being in a victim mindset. Like whenever something's not working out for you, like you can really just see, okay, what can I do about it?
Get active about your life.
Yeah.
Like that's just get up. That's what you can do is get up.
Very much. Be proactive and figure it out.
Yeah.
So Kayla, what would be your answer on why people have blockages?
There are actually many causes of blockages, including the plenty of reasons that Eria mentioned. But yes, negative energy as well. Negative energy from other people, negative entities. Like people don't realize that it's not always you, it's the people around you. And not just the energies, but the entities they carry, the demons that they carry. Soul ties, for instance. It's not all sexual and romantic, not always. Sometimes it's family soul ties, relationship soul ties, like anybody that you feel connected with that has an influence on you, especially mentally and emotionally, that is somebody you have a soul tie with. And not all soul ties are bad, but it's just a connection. And so if this person is literally fighting demons, better believe that that is going to affect you in some way, especially if you don't have spiritual protection. So yes, negative entities are one way as well, negative energies, and of course the obvious, curses. Hexes and curses literally cause blockages for people. Even the ones that, even though you said that it can be you and your mentality and stuff, with hexes and curses, it's like no matter what you do, it's still going to spiral. It is like a brick wall sometimes.
Sometimes it's worse than a blockage.
Yeah, exactly.
You can't, and people who aren't spiritually aware will unfortunately never move past it because they don't understand how to spot it.
Because they don't know how to recognize it.
Yeah,
of course.
And that can cause things to spiral even faster, where it's like you might have a negative thought, but if you are cursed or there's a hex on you, that thought is like spiraling even faster than any other thought that you could have. And so those tend to be a little bit harder to spot sometimes. But if you do, like you said, have that spiritual awareness, then okay, something's off here. Very much.
It can be health related too.
It can, hexes and curses can affect you in almost any way.
Well, I'm saying blockages.
Yeah.
Like you can create them health wise.
Yeah.
When it comes to health. Exactly. And it can follow. It can be shadowborn. It can be born into another person.
Yeah, and create generational curses.
Yeah. Right. So, and just to put that out there, if you're someone or know someone who is part of a family or where they're always taking 2 steps forward, 3 back, in life, and it's always something always happen. Every time something happens, here it comes, something always like that kind of energy, that could be the blockage that has been passed down. That could be, a family of health issues. From the mom to the daughter to the grandchild, they all have, health issues. That could be more shadowborn energy or more blockages as well. Because you don't know how serious a blockage can be and how big it can be.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It can stop your prosperity for generations. So you have to know how to identify them. You have to know how to remove them. And one of the ways, again, is to make sure that, if something is always happening to you the same way, usually that's the same spirit. Or something's happening to, like, if your parent, something happened to your parent and it put them in a certain state, then that same exact thing is happened to you and put you in that certain state. That is the same energy. That was shadow-born energy. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like, you will see that happen where the father goes to prison, and then the son goes to prison, and then the other son of his son goes to prison, and you have this whole lineage of males in prison. Blockages can affect you in every aspect of your life, from your health to your finances to your relationships, you know. And these aren't just like spiritual. These aren't just like entities and shadows born things. These are mental things as well, right? It's a mentality. You have a mentality that's also carried down from generation to generation to generation. And they all have the same mentality. That is a generational curse, you know, that is creating blockages in every single generation. Mm-hmm. And so you have to identify those so that you can stop the cycle. So you have identified, and you're a listener, right? Shout out to all the listeners. And you have identified, okay, it's a possibility I might have a blockage based on everything that they're saying, right? Or I know somebody that knows somebody or whatever, right? That they, you know, maybe this may be relevant, right? And your next question or course of action would be, okay, well, what do I do about it? Like, if this was something that was passed down to me, or even if it wasn't, say your parents are thriving and it's just you who's having these issues. What do you do about it? How do you fix it? Right? Because we can't just tell you have something and we know how to fix it, and we want to give you that too. So, a lot of times you can also, unfortunately, a lot of people pick up energy from soul ties. They do. Right?
Yeah.
And I know you mentioned soul ties earlier, Kayla. For people who don't understand what they are, I want to be able to let them know what it is. A negative one. That will create blockages. When you tying yourself to somebody and now you are on a downward spiral.
Yeah.
Everything. Yeah. Sorry.
Okay, so yes, so I did mention that soul ties don't have to be romantic, but there are definitely toxic soul ties as well, and those are the ones with people that you either have a hard time breaking that connection with. This can be relationship related, but also romantic too. This can be someone that's energy and even their demons can attach to you as well and create blockages for you. You could be moved on, ended things. This could be like months, sometimes even years later, and you're still not knowing why you can't move forward, or why things have come to a halt ever since like you cut things off with this person, or even just the energy of that person is still lingering around you.
Right.
Because we know that energy is non-local. It's not always that like, okay, this person's in my presence, they're affecting me with their words and their actions. Like, no, this person can still affect you even without you speaking a word to them.
Even breaking up. You know,
even after a breakup,
after you break up,
months later, this person can still create blockages for you
energy
on an energetic level. And that's why it's always important to do soul tie removals so that you can break that connection and not feel so like binded to this individual, especially when it comes to people who have demons attached to them and negative energies around them, because that's still feeding the cord to you as well. And that's also what's creating blockages that can create financial blockages. That can affect your self-esteem and your confidence, and just in general, the energy that you dealt with that person that was toxic, that you still need to heal from. That kind of energy is also what's affecting you as well. And that can hold people back from healing and being able to move on and have healthier relationships going forward.
Yeah. It can block you financially even.
Yeah.
You know, you can be done with the relationship and wondering again, why aren't things working out still? Or, and I like to identify soul ties because I know that energy works the same. Like, for example, if a person has a spiritual attachment, and we'll get over that. We'll get through that in a second. If a person has a spiritual attachment and they lock energies with someone who doesn't, and now there's a soul tie, the way that entity was treating this person in their life, in their downward spiral, whatever things weren't working out with their car, with their job, with this, with that, it's always something kind of energy. This person will have the same thing happening to them. Yeah. The entity that's attached works the same way. So you ever notice that when somebody has a negative soul tie, they start acting like the person that had the entity attached to them. Like their life starts to mirror that person, where they're now living like that person. They may be doing drugs now with that person. There may be, they may have lost their job. They may have, things start to downward spiral very quickly. You can always identify because it happens very quickly. Like the movie Straw. Right? Now, granted, okay, we don't want to do another spoiler alert. Spoiler alert. Oh my God! What's in my mouth? No, okay. We don't want to do another spoiler alert. Slow down. But just to say all those things that happened to her in that one day.
So much.
That's how you can identify it, right? You're like, there's no way in hell this has ever happened to me before, right? I just got a flat tire in the rain, and then, my cat died, and I came home and my lights were cut off. All in one day. All this stuff happens in one day, or things just start to happen tragically, all of a sudden. That's how you can identify it too.
Yeah.
Is knowing, okay, something isn't right spiritually. That's because something is in your space. Something is in your space. It is creating havoc because it will feed off of your fear. Now, I don't want to scare anybody, and I'm not saying this to scare anybody, but yes, the spiritual world behind the veil is real, right? There are entities that do not want you to survive. There are entities that do not, want you to succeed.
Or sometimes it's in your literal health, gaining weight.
That too. It
sick,
could be
always sick.
Always sick.
Always sick, yeah.
Or not being able to gain weight.
Yeah.
That too. That could be an indicator as well. Looking sick and all broke down and drained.
Yeah.
Because you are literally being drained. Your fear, your misery, your pain, your heartache, all those things. There's an entity on the other side of the veil draining all of that from you. Yeah. And what are they doing? Creating more of it so they can continue to feed. They're parasitic, and that is how it works. That is what they do. They create blockages for you so you can be in despair, so you can be miserable, so you can live in fear. And it's a continuous thing. It happens with people when it comes to mental health as well. It creates anxiety. It feeds off of depression, all of the above. So if there's anybody out there that may be experiencing this, the most important thing to do is to, one, make sure you're always doing a soul tie removal after a breakup. And if you've had a breakup, make sure that you do a soul tie removal. Just always do a soul tie removal. Even if you feel like, no, ain't none of that stuff going on. You don't know what you don't know. You don't know what opportunity didn't come to you, right? Mm-hmm. You don't know where you could have been by now.
Mm-hmm. You don't know what might open up if you do.
You don't know what might open up if you do. And exactly, that always happens when somebody comes to us and they do a cleansing or they do a soul tie removal, and an opportunity will open up. And what is that an indication of? That means what?
You were blocked.
You were blocked. Something was there blocking you. And the cleansing removed it. Mm-hmm. Right? Mm-hmm. So it's always important to cleanse. And so you can have a fresh slate, basically. And, you want to always have your best chance and live your life and make your decisions and everything off of your, in your best chance, right? And not have all these blockages from past relationships. And I mean, it can even be, somebody projecting their energy on you too. Mm-hmm. They're having a bad day. Now you're having a bad day. That energy transfers and maybe it likes it with you.
That part.
You know what I'm saying? Maybe it can take more from you. So it stays with you. You know, and before you know it, your relationships are messing up. So you have to be careful with that too. But so just to get to the part of fixing it, because I know you guys want to know that, we are going to first let you know that for anybody who wants to get a soul tie, Kayla has Soul Purge. You can go to soulpurge.com and she has a soul tie removal. Amazing, amazing, amazing work, especially to the cleansings as well. So if you want the cleansing work done, you can do that as well. But what are some ways for people watching that, besides going to soulpurge.com, that they can remove?
Okay, so removing negative energy. Well, so you mostly mean like other ways to cleanse?
Yeah.
So for starters, I just want to kind of go into
stay cleanse, because you can protect yourself from it too.
Yeah, and maintenance is important. Mm-hmm. So I do want to go into what a cleanse is for those that don't know. A spiritual cleanse is a way to purify your aura, to purify your energy so that it doesn't have any negative energies, negative entities attached to it. It's like literally cleaning, but spiritually. So a lot of the things that manifest start on a spiritual or energetic level first before they manifest either mentally, emotionally, and most importantly, physically. So even hexes and curses and blockages, you're seeing it now, but it was kind of on its way already for a while, more than likely. So the things that manifest for people, they start off spiritually. So when you're cleansing yourself, you're cleaning yourself spiritually so that you can remove anything that could be in your way and clean anything that's already attached to you. So there's different ways that you can do that. Smudging with sage is one. You can take a spiritual bath or use Florida water.
What are some herbs they can put in their spiritual bath?
Angelica root is definitely a good one. It. I love using angelica root. Mm-hmm. I actually like to use lavender sometimes too. I know it's more so on the peaceful, calm side, but I always like to add that calming energy too when it comes to my baths. Wormwood for sure. I stick to like maybe 3 or 4 ingredients for the most part, but I just love to add that in my baths. Sometimes I'll drink a tea, or at least a chamomile tea. I won't say that's like specifically for cleansing, but it also helps to relax me too, because anxious energy is also another thing that, negative energies tend to feed on as well. So it's always good to be as relaxed as you can be. And that keeps your mind clear as well. So Florida water is another way. You can use Florida water to anoint your body. Sometimes I rub it on my hands, or even like rub it on my door seal to like keep any negative energy out too. Or I actually like to use it on my floor sometimes, but I mostly use your floor wash now. But definitely using something that has cleansing properties in it so that can help cleanse your home, because that's also important. Your home is literally housing your energy. So that's also important to make sure that your home is cleansed just as much as you are. And then also protection. You want to make sure that you're protected too. And there are different ways that you can go about that, whether it's using different crystals like black tourmaline or black obsidian. Sometimes I like to keep a black tourmaline crystal under my bed at night, or you can use spelled or other spiritual talismans and other objects too that are literally spelled for cleansing and spelled for protection. Like I use your halo candle to cleanse my home too. There's actually so many ways.
Yeah. And speaking of smudging, let me see, which one is this?
That's Ahari.
This is Ahari. Okay, so this is for manifestation. But I know you guys have probably seen these products sitting here. I'm really bad at this because we were trying to get through the podcast. But I have a incense that is also a cleanser, and it comes in this kit. The actual burner is sitting on that table, but it has a burner right here, and it comes with the incense. And this is all spelled. I spell everything that I make, and I have one. It's called Purge. It was named after a soul purge, and it is a great cleanser. It is a great cleanser to just light it, and you can walk around the house. You can speak energy away. You can, you know, all of that. But when it comes to certain levels of energy, and Kayla just gave you a lot of basic surface level kind of ways to remove energy, right? But when it comes to entities and blockages, sometimes you can do that, but sometimes it does require you to like have something stronger. And a lot of people are not well versed in that space. A lot of people are afraid to go in that space, which is okay. That's why, you know, I attach a lot of stuff to my products as well. But sometimes you just need somebody stronger to do that for you. So again, if anybody is interested in a soul purge or a cleansing and they feel like they need something stronger, oh, we got that for sure. We got that. Definitely visit Soul Purge. You'll see the links in the description.
You know, really emphasize the energetic aspect when it comes to cleansings, because not many people understand that it is very similar to like how you go out in the day and, you know, you're outside, you're in the atmosphere, you're taking up the air, the humidity, you know, even dirt and debris in the air when you come home. And what do? You clean yourself. You shower to clean yourself from the day. Same thing is happening to you on an energetic level. You're picking up energies. You're picking up energies from other people. Some people pick up negative entities and they follow you home as well, or they attach themselves to you as well. And so even on an energetic level, that's the important part about cleaning yourself too, so that you can clean yourself energetically and remove those things from you that you take on throughout the day. And then especially for people who are in really fast-paced environments, or even in environments in sickness, like if you're a nurse and you're around a lot of sick or dying people, there's a lot of heavy and for some really negative energy in those areas.
In the medical field, because what is that? I just tell my class this. What is in the hospitals?
It's sickness, it's sadness, anger, it's so many, grief, death, very low vibrational energies around.
And so what that is breeding more parasitic entities to feed off of that.
But even something as simple as somebody coming in to work and they're having a bad day, they're emotional, they're angry, whatever type of emotion they're feeling, like, and you just may be talking to them, giving them advice, whatever, trying to make them feel better. And when you're doing that, you know, they're whatever they have going on, whatever entity they have with them, making them feel that way, could be like, could attach to you, or fighting it, or, you know, or sometimes somebody didn't came one time and I'm like, I feel sad. Like, and that energy is now on you. Now you're sad. Now you go home with that energy. Like, so sometimes it can be just as simple as somebody coming around you.
It up. Because you are very empathic. So
you're especially for empaths.
So you may not be, it's definitely for empaths, right? Empaths, right? But you may not be picking the actual entity up. You may be picking up their emotion or their fear. I remember I was at work and we all had to sit down because they were remodeling or something. So like there was this stool and it was like kind of a bench, and I sat on one side and somebody else had their back to me and sat down beside me. And I immediately felt something jolt in the back of my neck and like in my throat, like it was like like, and then I felt fear, like a strong sense of fear, and I'm just like, I ain't scared of nothing right now, but somebody has something on their fucking back, right? Somebody had an entity with them that was faced with my energy and it didn't align, and I immediately felt fear, and again, paying attention to things like
awareness.
That. Awareness.
What
exactly.
We've been talking about this whole time, being aware of your surroundings and, okay, are these my feelings? Like, and then if you're able to differentiate, okay, no, I'm not sad. Go away. Like, you're able to dismiss whatever it is.
Keep that stuff away from you. You got to say, hey, boundary. I'm not dealing with it. You know, I can't, I don't have the capacity to like carry
to deal with you
either.
Yeah.
Right, exactly. Because then that will put and drain you.
Mm-hmm.
You have to know what you can take and what you can't. And what you can't, it is okay. Set a very nice, clean, pretty ass boundary.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, and then make sure that you're healing and you're cleansing and you're walking the path that you're supposed to be walking.
Mm-hmm.
And staying on a level of vibration of things that you want to manifest. So that takes us back to manifesting. And these are all of the things, and I hope you guys enjoyed the show, but we wanted to make sure that not just covering how to manifest, how you're doing it wrong, what you can do better, but some of the things that get in the way, some of the things, you know, like blockages and other people that may get in the way, and also how to cleanse and how to fix it. So, because there's a lot that goes with manifestation. It's not just one way, one thing. We may even have a part 2 on this. Let us know if you guys enjoyed it in the comments. And I am Lala Inuti Ahari. Thank you for joining Conjure Confessions. We will see you next week.
Yes, make sure you tune in next week on YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Podcast.
Make sure you guys like and subscribe, and we'll see you guys next week.
See you next week, you guys. Thank
See
you for
ya.
joining. The ability to move things here.
Catholic, Christian, they still practice hoodoo.
Adding your energy to all that juju and all
It
that
just
goodness.
feels
right?
so
Right,
powerful and good, like to just throw it all together. So
How low are you willing to go for the money, for the things that you're trying to manifest?
I have to say, okay, no, don't do that. Not have to keep living to where you're taking 2 steps forward, 3 back.
Somebody who has a scarcity mindset, who's not willing to give anything because they're feeling tight, they're feeling constricted, they don't want to give anything because they don't feel like anything else is going to come back in.
You have this level of fear, you have this level of doubt, and you want to manifest money?
Carry that abundance mindset, it takes you out of scarcity.
Help thousands of people do it. You can change it.